Well, what a difference a race makes, eh? I think the best way we can sum up the Malaysian Grand Prix is to say we can scrap the idea of Mercedes winning all of the races. I mean, Sebastian Vettel's just proven that today. And fair play to him. I mean, he won the race fair and square. I can't help but get the feeling, though, that Mercedes lost that race in qualifying. Why, oh why, did they go on option tyres in Q1? They easily had enough pace to get through on the prime tyres. What were they thinking? This result, however, doesn't change much about what I think the outcome will be. I still believe that Mercedes will win the Constructors' Championship and Hamilton or Rosberg will be world champion. But it does at least mean that another team can challenge for race victories without Mercedes tripping over each other, with the possible exception of screwing up the strategy like they did today. Good though today's race was, I wouldn't necessarily class it as my favourite Malaysian Grand Prix. My favourite ones would either be the inaugural one in 1999 or the third Malaysian Grand Prix in 2001. If you remember, in the inaugural race, that was the race in which Michael Schumacher returned from breaking his leg at Silverstone, and there's no two ways about it, he absolutely dominated that weekend. The only fly in the ointment as far as he was concerned was that his teammate that year, Eddie Irvine, was fighting for the World Championship. Now, what's staggering is that while Schumi was on a one-stop strategy for that race, he not only let Irvine through once, he let him through twice, and could have won that race at a canter. The qualifying times showed as such. I mean, he was 9/10 of a second faster than anybody else on pole position. For his first race back after breaking your leg, that's bloody impressive. As for the 2001 race, that was the first year in which we found out, in the race at least, the hazards potentially of Malaysia's tropical conditions. Two Ferraris at the front suddenly go sliding off on the oil from a blown engine, and then the rain comes down and Ferrari gets stuck in the pit lane for nearly 2 minutes or something. 1 minute and 12 seconds for one and 7.8 for the other. And yeah, while everyone else is on full wet tyres, the two Ferraris are on intermediate tyres. And when the safety car pulled in that year, the result was obvious. The two Ferraris were way quicker than anybody else, even including their chassis superiority that they had that year. And it was quite an astonishing drive once again from that man, Michael Schumacher. He won by over 50 seconds, and yeah, that is why in Germany he was known as the Regenmeister or Rainmaster.